Hey team, and welcome to this video on EdPuzzle. The purpose of this video is to explain to you how this resource works. When your teacher shares an EdPuzzle assignment with you, it will be sitting inside of your Google Classroom. So make sure that you head on in there, that you find that web link. Click on that web link one time, and then it's going to open up the website for EdPuzzle. When you arrive here, you are going to choose the Log In with Google button. So you'll see right here how it says Log In with Google. Go ahead and choose that button. After you click on that button right there, your name will pop up on that next screen. So make sure that you click right there on your name in order to enter EdPuzzle. After you've had a chance to click on your name, it's going to escort you into EdPuzzle, and whatever video your teacher has given to you for this assignment, it will appear live on the screen. Along the bottom, you're going to see a few buttons. You're going to see the play button right here. If you see these little green items along the bottom, that's where different questions are going to pop up, and it's going to be your responsibility to answer those questions when the video pauses. Sometimes those questions are going to be fill in the blank. Sometimes you're going to need to respond in complete sentences. There's a question that will appear on the screen, and then you're supposed to respond using content from the video. Or sometimes your teacher might just ask you to think about maybe a personal experience that would apply to the video that you see on the screen, and then you're supposed to record personal experience. Your other option is that it could be a multiple choice question, and then you're supposed to choose either answer A, B, C, or D, or true, false. This particular video is only 2 minutes and 35 seconds long. You have a volume button volume buttons located right here if you need to adjust the volume. You also have the F1, F2, and F3 buttons available on your keyboard, and those would adjust the volume as well. If you would prefer to see the video in large screen mode, you can choose this broken square right here, and then it's going to fill up your entire screen. If you choose to put it back in smaller view mode, then you can just choose whatever this symbol is called right here, and then it's going to shrink it back down. Sometimes the video quality isn't that great, and then making it large is not effective. So let me go ahead. I don't want to play this entire video for copyright purposes, but I do want to make sure that I pause at specific spots. I have designed this video in such a way, this assignment rather, in such a way where you can't skip any of the sections. Let's go ahead and get started and see what it looks like.
If you think sixth graders are too young to debate important issues, you apparently never had Mrs. Patty White as a teacher. Mrs. White is a teacher at Morningside Elementary, and every year she has her students debate subjects that you would not typically find school-aged children engaged in. This year's topic for the classroom debate: renewable energy sources, specifically nuclear energy.
You'll notice that when the video came to this green box right here, it automatically stopped. I didn't make any choices. It was forced to stop. You'll also notice on the right-hand side of the screen that a question popped up. What was the topic that Mrs. White had her students study or debate? And then in the question that I wrote, it says, remember to respond in complete sentences. Now, as the child, it's my job to come over here and then to construct a well-developed response. I might start with Mrs. White had her students, students. I'm going to check for spelling, and because this is an assignment, I'm actually pushing this video out to one of my classes. I'm not actually going to answer the question for you. Now, let's pretend that you did not catch what was going on in this video, and you are thinking to yourself, oh, I have no idea what the answer is. You can actually click the rewatch button right here, and it will allow you to rewatch the video. Now, let's pretend that you are on this question right here where I'm circling. If you were to click the rewatch button, it's only going to take you back to this spot right here. When you click the rewatch button, it's not going to catapult you all the way back to the beginning. You only just bump it back to whatever that last question was. About a year ago, EdPuzzle would not let you make any adjustments to your answer when you submitted it. I had a conference with the CEO of the company and I said, hey, can you change that? Because sometimes my students click the submit button and then they change their mind. They're like, uh-oh, I want to fix something. So I don't know if EdPuzzle has made that change yet or not. That answered my question. So I believe that there's no ability to go back in and make that change. So here is my question to you. Please make sure that you double check your work before you click that submit button, because it is not going to give you the power to go back in and make those adjustments. You'll notice right here that it says to be graded. That means that your response has been submitted to your teacher. Your teacher will look at your responses, evaluate them, and potentially give you feedback. So please expect at some point in time that a resource like this might go in the grade book. I'm not making you any promises. That's up to your teacher. So now that I've answered this one singular question, I am ready to continue.
We felt as a class we were really not.
Okay, team, you'll notice in this video how it stopped yet again, and you'll see that there's a new question over here on the right. It would be your responsibility to record your response in a quality sentence in this space right here. Like I mentioned earlier, the rewatch button is available to you if the content that you want to construct for this answer, if you're like, man, I don't remember what happened in that video, simply utilize the rewatch button and it will bring you back one section. Make sure that you build a high quality response in this box, that you double check your work, and once you have constructed a high quality response, then at that point, please choose the submit button. Please notice that if you click the submit button without putting a response in the box, it's going to let you know, hey friend, you forgot to record a response. Okay, team, here I am at the very last question, and Mrs. Culver is not going through the process of explaining to you what those full answers are going to look like, because I don't want you to copy my responses. In the bottom corner down here, if the box is not large enough, you can click and drag in order to make that box larger so that you can see your entire answer. This particular question has two different parts to it. Why is a debate a healthy way of forming an opinion? And what tools are used in the process to form an opinion? And then it's your responsibility to come down here to construct high quality sentences that fully answer both parts of that question. And then you are going to carefully examine your work before you click the submit button. So here I am at the very last question. I've watched the entire video. I'm going to click on the submit button right here. When I click on the submit button, I'm going to click the continue button right here. Down here in the lower region of the video, so the video is up here, by scooting down, I can look at, I can review and evaluate all of the responses that I submitted previously. I can also click on the comment button right in here. If my teacher submits a comment and then I want to comment back to my teacher, or if I want to say, oops, I didn't carefully check my work, then I can respond with more information here, letting my teacher know that, oops, I made a mistake. I accidentally clicked the submit button. Or if my teacher provides me feedback, then I can dialogue with my teacher and say, thank you so much for that great feedback. I will do a better job of watching particular portions of the video twice if needed, and then I can send that feedback back to my teacher. So on this screen, there is not a submit button of any kind to close out the assignment. When you're done, that's it. You are finished. When you want to come back and look at any responses that your teacher has given to you for this assignment, you can actually go ahead and click on that assignment all over again. It's going to take you right back into EdPuzzle. And then you will have a chance to see your grade or any comments that your teacher has provided. This is the only comment that's here, but it was the child who provided that comment. It wasn't the teacher. So feel free to come back into that assignment at a later date to see if there is a grade. Oh no, Mrs. Culver, it says 0 out of 4. That means I got an F. No, no, it doesn't. It just means that your teacher has not gotten around to checking that work yet. So Team, don't panic if it looks like you have an F. It just means that your teacher hasn't graded it yet. Team, in my opinion, I have opinions about a lot of resources, but in my opinion, I think EdPuzzle is a fantastic tool, and it might be a tool that your teacher chooses to use during the school year. So enjoy this resource. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.